Good morning, third grade. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back. We're going to talk about what's on our next packet for Monday, and we're also going to have some more of my instrumentalist friends show us some more cool things on their instruments. Let me show you what the sheets look like in the packet. You should have gotten something that looks like this. That's our rhythm assignment. It looks harder than it is. It's really easy. And then our flashcards. So this is for the treble clef, and I'll show you how to make those. Okay, third grade, here's your assignments. We're going to start with the rhythm one first, and I'll set the flashcards aside. All right, here's what we got. All of these music notes are the ones that you should know or learned in third grade. So these all should look familiar, okay? We have their name, we have what they look like, and we have their heartbeat number, how many beats they get. So we are going to focus on the heartbeat numbers today, and we're going to organize them into the different types of heartbeats. And we've only got 4 of them. We've got notes that equal 1 heartbeat, like ta. We've got notes that equal 2 heartbeats, like ta-ah. We've only got 1 heartbeat, or 1 note that equals 3 heartbeats, that's toll. And we've only got 1 that equals 4. So we're going to put them in the boxes that they belong in. And all you're going to do is draw the music note. So I'm going to scoot this up so I can draw it a little bit easier. And as we go through, we're going to mark off when we are done. First one we got is ta. So I'm going to draw ta right there and mark him off. TT is 1. Put him there, the split T1 and the TT that is together. Boop. Sometimes my drawings are not that great. Okay, ta is 2. I put him there. Remember, he's empty in the middle. Rest is 1. Toll, that's the only one we have that has 3 heartbeats. Ding, don't forget the little dot. He's empty inside. Half rest, 2 heartbeats of quiet. And so he's going to go there. He's the hat that's half a gentleman. And then the other one is a whole gentleman. Oh, I was wrong. There's 2 that equal 4 heartbeats. My bad. So we put him there. So he's 4. This guy is 4 heartbeats of quiet. Okay, we got a bunch of 1s coming. Tika tika, T tika, and tika t are all 1. So they all need to go in this box. And I'm going to draw them all together. Tika tika. Tika-tee. T-tika. 3 in a row. Bam! Okay, and then ta smash. Now this is 2 tas tied together, so it gets 2 heartbeats. And then ta-oa-e. He's here. 4 heartbeats. I draw him a little fancy. I give him some sides. And syncopa. Now this one's a little tricky because you got to make sure that they're together. I'm going to do him in the bottom corner. Syncopa. And he gets 2 heartbeats. So remember, he goes syncopa. Okay? So that's what that one should look like when it's done. Pretty easy, just organizing these into their correct boxes. All right, let's take a look at the flashcards. Okay, making sure that my camera is still looking. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so you have a flashcard assignment. Your instructions are in this little box, and also your key. This tells you what all the music note names are. And something that might help you is to go through and draw the line down to the note that it equals. It's right underneath the note, but sometimes that can be a little tricky. Doing that might help, okay? So I'm gonna take a second and I'm going to cut all of these up. There they are, they're all done. So, here's your instructions. That out of the way. Just your little instruction box that we lined up the music notes with a pencil. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go through and lightly draw the alphabet letter name on the back of the note. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. There. Okay, I gotta scooch it down a little bit. So I can't see the camera now. I just have to trust that it's actually recording. Okie dokie. This one, if we think of our sentence for the spaces, or the spaces F-A-C-E, F-A, you can always check on here too, F-A, oh look at that, it's an A. So write A on the back lightly. Now if you do it too hard or use a pen or a marker, then when you hold it up to the sunlight, like when you're practicing with them, you'll see the answer. So write it very lightly, very small on the back. That one's A. Okay, another space one, F-A-C-E, and F was the first one. Oop, I'm gonna leave that face down. Okay, and then another space note, F-A-C-E. That one is E. Okay, ooh, now we have one that's below our lines. It's not every good boy does fine or face, it doesn't fit on there. So that's where this comes in handy. Look at these two extras down here, and it tells you their names are D and C. So this one is a D. Nope. Okay. Then here, we've got our last space note, F-A-C. That's a C. Okay. Ooh, a line note. Every good boy does fine. So that one's G. Okay, and then every good boy does fine. That is an F. And then the first line, that's an E. Every good boy does fine. Bloop. Every good boy does. That one is a D. Oh, so here's that one I was talking to you about. It's got a line through it down here. That one is the letter C. And then every good boy, that's our last line one, is B. Okay, make these all nice and neat. I'm gonna scramble them. Because we're gonna go through and see how many you get right. Okay, so when I use flashcards, I do a little game. I will, zoom out. I will make a pile of all the ones that I get right, and if I miss one, I'll put it in a pile there, and then I'll go through the ones that I just got wrong. Or if I make it all the way through without messing up, I will reward myself with maybe like a peanut M&M or something. And if I mess up, I have to start over. There's different things you can do with flashcards, but that's some of the ways I like to use them. So right now, I'm gonna leave this here for you, and I'm going to go through, and you're just going to say it in your head or out loud what you think it is, and then we'll show you the answer on the back. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see. Okay, here we go. This one is what? This is an A. This is F. This one is E. This is D. C. G. F. E. D, C, and B. All right, let me know if you have any questions on any parts of the assignments. Either email me, Google Hangouts, or just send me an email if you have any questions. So have fun with these. So now we're going to watch some videos from some of my friends, my musician friends, who said that they would talk a little bit about some of their instruments. My friend Mrs. Clink teaches over in North Carolina, so pretty far away, and we go to grad school together. She's going to talk to us a little bit about the clarinet, which is an instrument that you're going to start, you might start when you get to middle school, and that will lead you to things like the saxophone and like the bass clarinet. So let's watch.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Clink, and I'm here to tell you about my instrument, which is the clarinet. I've been playing the clarinet now for over 20 years. I started when I was in 4th grade and played through elementary, middle school. In high school, I actually didn't play my clarinet. I played another form of the clarinet called the bass clarinet, which is much bigger than this one and sounds much, much lower. But unfortunately, I do not own that instrument. And then I picked it up again when I went to college, and I've been playing since then. I play in a community orchestra, but I want to show you a little bit about my clarinet. My clarinet is part of the woodwind family. My instrument is made of wood, even though it's painted black, except for the keys, which are metal. But the special thing about the clarinet is this right here. This is called a reed. Now, the reed is just a very thin piece of wood that goes onto the back of my mouthpiece. So my mouthpiece has this opening here, and the reed lays up against it, and what happens is when I put it in my mouth and I blow, the reed vibrates against the mouthpiece, which then causes all of the air in the instrument to vibrate, which is how it makes sound. The reed is held on by this piece, which is called a ligature. So if I put my reed back on and my ligature, gotta get it just right. And I put the mouthpiece in my mouth and I blow air into it. The reed will vibrate and it will make a sound. Now the clarinet changes pitch by covering a bunch of holes, and then I have these extra keys which get holes that are even further down here. So the clarinet can play pretty low. It can also play really high. So it has a very wide range of playing that it can be used by. So I want to show you two pieces, one you may know and one you may not. So this is the first one that you may not know. It's called Spring. So that one is called Spring. And this one you may recognize. I picked this one out since I'm recording this near the beginning of May, and one of my favorite holidays is May the 4th be with you. So see if you recognize where this is from. Yeah, that's the Cantina Band from Star Wars. Well, anyway, that's my clarinet. I hope you enjoy.
Next, we're going to hear from my friend Sarah Volk. She teaches over at Wamsley Elementary in Rifle, Colorado. She's going to talk to us about the flute.
Hey everybody, my name is Mrs. Volk and I teach elementary music in Rifle, Colorado. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the instrument called the flute. It is very similar to the instrument that some of you or most of you have already played called the recorder. Many of the parts have the same names and the sound is very similar. So a couple of things. This is called the head joint. And this is where we play. We put our lips right here and we blow. So the air gets split. Some of it goes down into the body and some of it comes out here. And when you lengthen or shorten the tube, it makes a different sound. Check it out. Pretty cool, right? So this is the head joint. There is also a head joint in the recorder. Second is the body, okay? Now this is where most of the fingers and most of the notes are played. As you can see, there are buttons. Now this is a professional flute and it has holes to help with the tuning a little bit. So most flutes will not look like this. They will not have holes on the keys. The head joint goes into the body, like this. The last thing is the foot joint. Now the foot joint sometimes has 3 keys on the bottom, but most of the time what you're gonna see is only 2, okay? This one just gives it a little bit more sound. Like I said, this is a flute that they usually play with in a symphony. So, usually it's only 2. And the foot joint, like you probably already know, goes on to the bottom of the body. And so you have a flute that looks like this. The foot joint joins to the body, joins to the head, okay? Now, I'm gonna make sure this is lined up because you wanna make sure it's really lined up and ready to play. Now, to play the flute, you push down different keys, okay? Excellent. So when you push down or let up on a key, it's gonna change the note. So I'm gonna play something that you probably know from the time that you have played recorders. You ready? And then the cool thing about the flute is if you blow a little bit harder, the sound goes up. Check it out. So that is the flute. It is a super fun instrument and one that I have been playing since I was in 5th grade. And I have been playing it for the better part of 20 years now. My mom also played the flute, and this is actually her flute that she gave to me. So, if you ever have any questions, hopefully this video helps. Thanks everybody, have an awesome day.
This is my friend Sandra, and Sandra is going to play the violin for us and show us a little bit about how it works. Sandra and I went to college together, and she's from El Salvador, which is in South America, and she, after she went to college with me, she went to Texas to finish her master's degree, and now she teaches down in El Salvador.
Hello everyone, my name is Sandra Rivera. I am from El Salvador and I am so happy to introduce you to a really fun instrument. This is a violin. I have been really fortunate to have been playing violin for 20 years. I was really little when I started playing. And there are many cool things that you can do with the violin. You can do special effects, like plucking the strings. You can do fast notes. You can also do like scary movie effects. You can play 2 notes at a time. You can do chords. Yeah, and there are many things that you can play the violin with. The violin is really, really old. It was built in the 16th century, so we have a lot of music. You can play as a soloist, you can play in a quartet, you can play in a symphony orchestra, you can play in a mariachi, you can play in anywhere, in a jazz combo, even in a choir. Sometimes they need a violinist to make things sound really pretty. So today I want to share with you a piece from my country that is called Dichoso Fui. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you all are doing well and happy learning. Bye!
Thanks for hanging out with me today and learning about some new instruments. There's going to be a few more instrument videos to come. Let's read our launch for today. The launch today says, "A single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and make new trees." And that's by Amelia Earhart, a very famous pilot that lived a while ago. All right, well, I will see you back here, and we're gonna learn more about different instruments. So guys, I hope you have a good week. Miss you lots. Take care. Bye.